What's up guys, the Strong Boys 19 here. This is going to be the next update for the end of this month. And I know I said on my previous live stream that I've just done that I haven't bought anything at all, to be honest. But besides that, I did present to you my latest Gibson Les Paul from the live stream that I've shown you guys that guitar for a few minutes. I actually went to town earlier today and I did buy some more albums. Not a whole lot this time around, but for what it's worth, I am looking forward, as always, to show you guys what I've purchased. So let's go to the CDs first. The first one here, these are all from HMV, by the way, because that's where I do go to buy these albums. And I need to come back to Swordfish Records because it has been too long since I've last been there. Anyway, the first one is the Chemical Brothers with this album called We Are the Night. I have not heard a thing on this album yet, but I am still collecting the albums from one of my favourite groups in the Manchester scene, as I really do love the Chemical Brothers. So I need to play this and collect more of the other albums from their discography, and as well as I need to buy some more of their stuff on vinyl. The next one, this is a new album that had just been released, and I am looking forward to give this one a go because this is a Swedish melodic death metal band that I really do enjoy, and that is the new Soilwork album. I'm not going to pronounce that name there because, you know me, I don't want to butcher these types of Swedish words. But this is another album released through the Nuclear Blast Records label. I actually need to buy some more Soilwork because these guys are absolutely awesome. And, you know, it's actually been a few years, actually, since I've last listened to Soilwork's material. So I'm going to give this one a play. The next one, this is from a band that I actually did see live for the very first time from the very first Birmingham Knotfest show, the Pulse of the Maggots Festival. And, you know, when I've mentioned Harriet previously, the band's drummer, Julian, invited me over as a guest and with the vocalist of Hardgraft. So the two of us went in as guests, and Harriet supported this band here, along with other bands before this main band. This band is Silosis. This is my first ever Silosis album that I did buy. It was the only album that's in stock. This is called Cycle of Suffering, and Silosis were amazing. The Pulse of the Maggots Festival was at the Mill, which is another pretty popular venue in Birmingham, in Digbeth Way. But what's also amazing, I'm going off topic a little bit here, there was a very small mini Slipknot museum, and I actually did see some of the actual worn jumpsuits that the band did wear. I did see one of the actual big beer kegs from the Iowa era. I was geeking out, and I had to do it. But anyways, the show was fantastic, and Silosis were just awesome. So this is another new band to my collection. I am really looking forward to discover this band's music on physical media for the first time. The next one here, I always have heard lots of words about this album. And I know that this iconic album cover is just, you know, so presentable. And this is Morrisset. I might have mispronounced it, I'm so sorry. This album's called A Jagged Little Pill. I always did see this album cover when I was browsing inside HMV, but I've not actually listened to this. For those who have heard of this, let me know what this album is to you. And This is a 2015 re-release on the Maverick label. So, yeah, I'm going to discover this one for the very first time. The last two albums are from a band that I've just gone back to listening to recently, since I did review this band's latest album a few days ago. And I did listen to all of The Burning Red again and The Blackening. And the band is Machine Head. This is the new album of Kingdom and Crown. I did, as I said, do a review on this album. This is the Digipack edition because I decided to buy this because of the phenomenal instrumental of Extraception. And it does feature the acoustic version of Arrows in the Words from the Sky. But I think that this is a brilliant album. I still stand by my personal views about this record. And it is amazing that this album deserves a lot of that 10 out of 10, 5 out of 5 scale from major big publications and reviews here. But yeah, I think that this is a really, really good album from Machine Head. And, you know, I'm just really glad that they really have been finding a new direction in this form and styles and influences. There's a lot of influences on this album, and it did show so much here. But anyways, if you haven't seen my review of Kingdom and Crown by Machine Head, please check it out. And yeah, I just decided to buy this album, which is one that I do defend for some bits. I think it's an overhated album. I've mentioned about this one before, and it is by Machine Head. Catharsis. Now, I decided to pick this one up because there are some stuff on this record that I actually did like. I just think it just got overhated for, you know, the obvious reasons. But yet alone, I do not agree with what Flynn did say on all of these tracks. There are some stuff that I am not a fan of. And this album does contain lyrics that are always just so lowbrow and, you know, preachy. But, you know, I do like some of the stuff off this album. So now I need to buy Supercharger. You know what? Fuck it. Since that I love Machine Head, I just decide for myself to have all of the albums because Machine Head have been holding a very special place for me when I was getting into metal. I know that I will be deciding for myself to review Machine Head's discography and dive into Catharsis because I haven't actually listened to this album for actually sometimes because I did listen to this all the way through when it first came out and I've never bought it at that time, but now it's in the collection. Now on to 3 of the records that I decided to pick up. This first one here, this is a 20th anniversary edition from a musician that I always do respect. And I think that he is quite an optimistic person and a very out there musician, pardon me, sometimes. And this is the White Stripes with this album called White Blood Cells. And everyone knows about Seven Nation Army. Obviously, that song is not on here. But there were some songs that I really liked. Obviously, you know, Hotel Yorba to Fell in Love with a Girl. But I actually did check out their final album, Icky Thump, all the way through. And I really enjoyed it, actually. It was pretty surprising for me. I always have respect for Jack White. And it is released through his Third Man Records label, which is just brilliant. A great record label by Jack White. The next one here, decided to pick up Adrenaline by Deftones, their first album. And I do have Around the Fur and the masterpiece White Pony, and as well as Ohms on vinyl. Not that this is one of their best albums to me, but there are still some songs that I have loved and really enjoyed. And 7 Words has given me some nostalgia as well. You know, I always have the amount of issues on the guitar tone towards this record, which is one of the gripes, but it's the material by itself that I do like in a very connected and enjoyable way. And the last one here, this is from a musician who's from a band called Alter Bridge, and you know where I'm going with this one. This is Miles Kennedy with his latest solo album that came out last year, and is called The Ides of March. And I have heard his vocals, and he's just brilliant, a brilliant vocalist. And I do need to get into Alter Bridge. I know that I have heard various tracks from that band, but I actually have not heard any of his solo stuff. This is a double album pressing, and you know, I give him a lot of respect, and you know, he's quite a very cool guy as well, with his own ideas and inspirations. So yeah, and this is released through the Napalm Records label, which I was pretty surprised at that. Anyways, that is Miles Kennedy. And with that being said, guys, there you go. That is my shorter update video for the time being, for the end of this month. And I am going to be reviewing some more new records, as I've said before, from my live stream, as well as classic albums revisited that will be continuing on. And I am going to be very busy once again with Hardgraft. Some more gigs have been booked and coming in. As always, I will do my very best to keep at it for making videos, but being in the band is my main priority and occupation. Thank you guys for watching, and as always, I will keep you guys posted for more videos in the near future.